Welcome back to Softly Still. If this is your first time here, you've found a quiet corner of the internet, a place where stories breathe slowly, where you can rest. Today's story is about a mother, not the kind you see in movies, not the hero who saves the day with a grand gesture, just a mother who stayed. Let's begin. Her name was Elena. She was 43 years old, though some days she felt 70. Other days she felt 22 again, back when her life still felt like it was waiting to start. Elena lived in a small apartment on the third floor of a building that smelled like old carpet and someone else's cooking. The elevator had been broken for 2 years. She didn't mind anymore. Climbing the stairs gave her a few extra minutes to think. Or not think. Sometimes that was better. She had 2 children. Daniel was 16. Tall, quiet, always wearing headphones. He barely looked at her anymore, but she told herself that was normal. Teenagers are supposed to pull away. That's what the parenting book said. And then there was Lily, 8 years old. Still young enough to crawl into her lap without warning, still young enough to believe her mother knew everything. Elena's ex-husband, had left 4 years ago. He said he needed to find himself. She never understood what that meant. He'd found himself, apparently, in another city with another woman and a job that didn't require weekend shifts. He sent money sometimes, not always, not enough. Elena worked at a call center, 10-hour shifts, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Her supervisor's name was Gary, and he smelled like burnt coffee and impatience. He didn't like it when she asked to leave early for parent-teacher conferences. He didn't say it out loud, but she could see it in the way he sighed and clicked his pen. She stopped asking. At night, after the kids were asleep, Elena would sit on the small balcony outside her bedroom. It overlooked a parking lot. Not beautiful, not peaceful, but it was hers. She'd drink tea that had gone lukewarm and stare at nothing in particular. Some nights she cried, quietly, the kind of crying that doesn't make a sound. Other nights she just sat there, numb, wondering if this was all there was. Wondering if she'd made a mistake somewhere along the way. But here's the thing about Elena. She stayed. One Tuesday evening, Daniel came home late. Elena had been sitting at the kitchen table, reheating leftovers, when she heard the door slam. "Where were you?" she asked, not angry, just tired. "Out," he muttered, not looking at her. "Daniel, I'm not a kid, Mom." He disappeared into his room before she could finish. Elena stood there alone in the kitchen, holding a plate of cold pasta. She wanted to scream. She wanted to bang on his door and demand respect, demand gratitude, demand something. But she didn't. She just sat back down and ate in silence. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought about all the things she'd given up. The art classes she used to take before the kids were born, the friends she lost touch with because she didn't have time anymore, the version of herself who used to laugh easily. She thought about her mother, who once told her, "Being a mother means giving up pieces of yourself until there's nothing left but them." Elena used to think that was beautiful. Now, she wasn't so sure. The next morning, Lily woke up with a fever. Elena called in sick to work, again. Gary didn't hide his frustration this time. "This is the 3rd time this month, Elena." "I know, I'm sorry. My daughter—" "We all have kids." The line went dead. Elena sat on the edge of Lily's bed, pressing a cool cloth to her daughter's forehead. Lily's eyes fluttered open. "Am I going to be okay, Mama?" "Of course, sweetheart." "Are you okay?" Elena's throat tightened. "I'm fine, baby. I'm always fine." Lily smiled, believed her, and fell back asleep. Elena stayed there for a long time, watching her daughter breathe. 2 weeks later, Elena got called into Gary's office. She already knew what was coming. "We're letting you go," he said, not unkindly, just matter-of-factly. "We need someone more reliable." She nodded. Didn't argue. Didn't cry. She just left. On the bus ride home, she stared out the window and wondered how she was going to pay rent, how she was going to tell the kids, how she was going to keep pretending she had it all together. When she got home, Daniel was in the kitchen making sandwiches. He glanced at her. "You okay?" It was the first time in months he'd asked. "Yeah," she lied. He didn't believe her, she could tell. But he didn't push. Instead, he made her a sandwich too, set it on the table without a word. And for the first time in a long time, Elena felt something crack open inside her chest. Not breaking, softening. Elena didn't find a new job right away, but she found something else. She started painting again. Nothing fancy, just cheap watercolors from the dollar store. She painted at the kitchen table after the kids went to bed. At first, it felt selfish, wasteful, but slowly it started to feel like breathing. One night, Lily wandered out of her room, rubbing her eyes. "What are you doing, Mama?" "Just painting." Lily climbed into her lap, rested her head on her shoulder. "It's pretty." "Thank you, baby. You're pretty too." Elena's eyes stung. "I love you," she whispered. "I love you more." A few days later, Daniel left a note on the counter. It was short, messy handwriting. "Thanks for staying." That was all. Elena kept that note in her wallet. 3 months later, she found a new job. Better pay, better hours. Things didn't magically get easier, but they got lighter. She still climbed 3 flights of stairs every day. She still drank tea on the balcony at night. But now, when she looked out at that parking lot, she didn't see emptiness. She saw her life. Imperfect, exhausting, hers. And she realized something. She hadn't given up pieces of herself. She'd been building something new all along. Elena was never the kind of mother you read about in books. She didn't have all the answers. She didn't always say the right thing. But she stayed. And sometimes that's everything. If you're a mother tonight listening to this in the quiet, if you're tired, if you're wondering if anyone sees you, I see you. Your kids might not say it yet, but they feel it. You are enough. You have always been enough. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next story. Breathe. Rest. You're not alone.